Okay. Down, right there. Okay.
Have you ever thought addiction might be something other than just a drug problem? Um, the brain is the largest, most complex organ in the human body. It has over 100 billion nerve cells, and the connections in the brain are its synapses. The different aspects of the brain processes affects people's addictions and the way they think. Today, I will go over with you the different brain processes during a drug use, the effects of the drugs on the brain when the drug is taken, and also the addiction to the mind state rather than the drug itself. The brain's mental processes pretty much control everything in our lives. They are what we do every day, from waking up to going to sleep, everywhere in between. Any drug, we know that when it is taken, an immediate dose of dopamine is rushed throughout your body, creating a euphoric-like feeling, which most users find that to be the best feeling they have when taking the drug. Dr. Cower in 2004 wrote in his article, Learning Mechanisms of Addiction, that when an unanticipated reward is given to a drug user, dopamine neurons increase their firing rates, which means that when you give an addict a drug that they like, their brain automatically signals their neurons to send their dopamine or their synapses to their dopamine receptors, increasing that euphoric feeling because they know they're about to get that anticipated reward that they want. Neurons are responsible for everything in your brain. Without neurons in our body, we would be pretty much just a blob of nothing because we wouldn't know how to do anything. By bypassing the five senses directly, the drug goes straight to the activating reward center in the brain, which increases the pleasure of the drug and the euphoric feeling that people most likely are searching for while taking drugs. In 2008, an article written for the American Journal of Psychiatric Psychology by Rice and his colleagues that the learning and memory system is made up of the hippocampus, the amygdala, the cortex, and that is important to the source for identifying drug use. The brain identifies substance when the chemicals are rushed throughout the body, which is equal to the altered mind state that people are in. Effects on the drugs in the brain play a role in addiction and also affect all part of the brain. The brain is made up of four different lobes: the frontal, the cortex, or the frontal, the occipital, the parietal, and the temporal lobes. They control numerous systems in the brain, and they are directly affected by drug use as well. Domdrin, a PhD, in his 2006 article, wrote that directionless moving occurs when it comes to the search of drugs. He simply stated that when it comes to any addict looking for drugs, they pretty much don't know where the drugs might be coming from sometimes, so they will just wander around aimlessly until they do find the drug they're looking for. He also compared them to drug users to animals, as animals in the wild looking for food out in the wild. They have no idea where they're looking, so they'll just wander around aimlessly looking for their reward so that they can get it. Drugs affect thinking and the motor processes of users, of course. Without taking drugs, you would know that when you do take them, your senses are all messed up, your thinking is all messed up, you're in an off sense of reality, you're not yourself, and that's what most people are actually addicted to rather than the drug itself. It's their altered state of being and then their subconscious and their own personal reality of the drug is why most people get addicted. Dr. McKim in 2006 wrote that homeostatic imbalances stimulate dopamine release, and it decreases inhibition in our motor systems, so that when you take a drug, it increases your dopamine release, but your inhibitions are slowed, so it makes you not want to go out and do anything, makes you lazy, which is a common reason why people always say that drug users are lazy, don't do anything. It's because their inhibitions are weakened by the drugs. Dr. Carlson in 2004 stated that the homeostasis is the body's ability to maintain optimal level of survival. So, homeostasis is your best foot forward in life, pretty much. You're feeling the way you feel now, your optimal level of living, no drugs, no chemical dependency, just everything in your body is correct. That's what homeostasis is. Addiction is common, but we're still learning what mind-altering states produce. Drugs stimulate the euphoric feeling in the body, and people are inclined to the perceptions of the world on the drug rather than the drug itself. They take them away into an altered state of reality, taking them away from what may be hurting them right now in the real life and getting them away from their problems. So that's why many people are addicted to the mind state rather than the drug, so that they can get away from their own personal problems. Spellman, in 2011, author of this article, Observing Altered States of Mind, said it is important to recognize motivated behavior, pertinent to explaining drug addiction, not able to choose inevitable craving. He pretty much said that no matter what drug use you have, it is inevitable to lessen the chance of having a craving if you just don't stop completely with the mind-altering states. Drug addictions aren't always what they seem to be. The brain affects homeostasis, motor movement, and control. And today I have gone over with you the brain processes during drug abuse, the effects of the drugs on your brain while you're taking them, and why people are addicted to the state of mind rather than the drug itself. Altered mind addiction is an area needing more research that we need to look into, because most people think that it's just a drug problem when in reality they're getting away from their own reality.